we can like watch ourselves. It's so cool. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to That's Life Podcast. My name is Abby Murphy.
And my name is Ryan Luckett.
And what time of the night is it, Ryan Luckett?
It is late.
It is. How late?
It's like 7:45 at night.
It is actually 7:49, and this is about the time that I am winding down.
Abby thinks it's a game and wants to go play golf on Sundays.
Can you please explain?
Oh, man. We're going to get into this.
No, I'm not mad.
No, yeah. You're a little mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just exhausted.
Whenever I walked into the door, I could tell there was some anger towards me.
I wasn't No, it wasn't angry. I promise. I was just tired and I just felt a little bit alone.
Yeah.
Which it's not your fault. I want you to go. It's hard. Like, it's the hard balance of dating someone and, well, I guess I don't know what we are right now.
Engaged is what people call that.
And it's hard because, like, I want to spend that time with you, but I also kind of like need you in things that we do together. Yeah. And in engagement, we're like planning things and planning like
we got to give some context. I have no idea what we're talking about right now.
Okay. Backtrack. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So a couple weeks ago, probably 2 weeks ago, give or take, I told Abby, I was like, hey, do we have anything on the whatever today is? Was that Sunday? And Abby was like, no. I was like, all right, I'm going to go play golf. And then kind of just left it at that. And fast forward to last night, which was Saturday. And it was kind of, Abby and I are filming something for the wedding coming out in a couple days.
Yay.
And we were supposed to film it today being Sunday. But yesterday, my friend Josh, who we were with at a bonfire, which was a lot of fun. Bonfire.
You're name dropping.
Yeah, Josh don't care.
Josh don't care.
All right, didn't need that. Kind of mentioned about golf, and Abby was like, "What time is golf?"
No, we had a conversation.
I don't remember what the conversation.
We had a conversation yesterday, and you were like, "Oh, by the way, I'm playing golf." But this was after we had said, "Okay, so we're doing a save the date because we're gonna post it anyways."
Yeah,
so
no,
it doesn't
fine.
matter. So we're doing a save the date, and Ryan and I yesterday went and got
video
everything.
Form.
Yeah, like the one that's trending where it's like, I'm feeling good, and then you do like the confetti and it's fun. Well, Ryan and I spent yesterday going and buying everything. And then I was like, are we going to film? And Ryan was like, well, let's film tomorrow, as in Sunday, as in today is Sunday.
That's where I messed up.
And I was like, oh, okay, we can split it up. I didn't think anything about golf. I heard about golf 3 weeks ago. And so I was like, oh, that's perfect. Like, we can spend half of Saturday, like, buying everything. And then Sunday we can film. Perfect. Well, like, I don't know. We got home at like 1:30 and like 4 o'clock rolls around. And Ryan's like, oh, by the way, I'm playing golf tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, okay, are you not going to be at church? And he's like, well, I'm going to go to service and then go. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, he'll go to 9:30. He'll go play golf at 11. He'll be back at like 4. Golf lasts like 3 to 4 hours. Then when he gets back, we can film. The sun will be up, whatever.
We need the sun to be up because we're doing it outside.
So I was like, oh, okay, so we can film after. Or I don't know if I said that or not.
No, but it was kind of just implied.
Yeah, it was just like implied. Well, then we get to a bonfire with all of our friends, like
screwed up, guys.
Our entire friend group, and the boys that he's gonna, which I love them. This is nothing against anybody.
No,
we're just explaining.
Josh.
But the boys that he's golfing with are there.
Why do you keep saying boys?
Oh, I thought Levi was there. No. Oh. So, yeah, sorry if you're our friend. Nothing's safe. We're going to say your name on the podcast.
Yeah.
But Josh and Ryan were talking about golfing. And then Ryan, you know how when you're around your friends and you kind of get this like new energy or whatever. And Ryan was like, oh yeah, like I'm not going to be done till like 7. And I was like, the sun goes down at 6. Wait, what? And Ryan was like, sorry, sweetie. I was like,
I didn't say
okay.
Like
That's how I received it. And you're like, oh yeah, sorry. And it was funny because one of our other friends was like, the marriage fights are already starting. But we weren't in a fight. I played it off like kind of silly, and I was like, so we can't do it tomorrow? And you're like, I guess not. And I was like, oh my gosh, what? So then immediately my wheels started turning, because I'm like, when are we going to get this done? Because Mondays we film podcasts and Crumbl reviews, and I can't film a save the day on top of that and edit all of that to shoot it all out either the day of or the next day, and finish my school, because my school is also due on Mondays. And I would just start, like, my wheels started turning, but I was trying to hide it in front of our friends, because again, I wasn't like angry, but it was like internal, like, oh my gosh, why did we not talk? And but I wasn't going to sit there and be like, we need to communicate better and blah, 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 at the bonfire. Like, no.
Yeah, so after the bonfire, we got in the car and Abby cussed me out.
Yep, I did. No, what did I say? I was like, I'm not upset with you.
Yeah, you were very sweet about it.
But I am feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and I feel like we should have communicated this better, and I wish you would have, been more proactive in communicating this to me. And Ryan received it really, really well. And I think that's the thing, is that, like, we're both going to make mistakes in learning how to, like, what?
Nothing, it's just funny.
And learning how to talk with each other and navigate with each other. And this is our first time being fiancés ever. Like, it still applies with dating, but I feel like it has a little bit more weight to it as you get closer into marriage, and then marriage. And it's like every decision you make in your personal life is, it's starting not to become just your personal life anymore. Like, we are going to become one, and what you do is also affects what I do.
Well, I think too, just like, we're trying to build something together.
Yeah.
As far as like a business.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of stuff together, but you do a lot of the back end stuff. And so from my point of brain is like, oh, we thought of these videos. Like, that's kind of like partly where I come in. And then I'm like usually in the videos, or I'm not. You know what I mean?
Right. And so it's
like,
hard because we have to do it together. So then I have to, like, wait.
Yeah. Well, and my brain doesn't go towards like, oh, I need to edit this.
Yeah.
Certain or whatever. And it's partly like me of just like not thinking. And, I just have to be aware of that. But it is like weird, because this is like very new for you and me as well. Like, we're trying to build something together, and also plan a wedding, and also I have a job, and also you have a job, and you have school. We just have a lot going on. And it's kind of, this past week, I feel like it has hit us a lot.
Very hard.
Because there's more and more stuff going on. A lot of fun stuff and a lot of exciting things, but it comes with like more calls and more planning.
Yeah.
And add a wedding on top of that.
Right. And it's so hard, because it's all things that, like,
it's so fun.
I would want in my dream world. Like, if you were to ask young Abby, like, what she would want, literally, like, from when I fell in love, like, with Jesus around like 8th grade and became obsessed with like who Jesus was, I was like, I want to be like Sadie Robertson. Like, I want to be like these girls that go out and tell people about Jesus. Like, I want to do that. And to a certain extent, like, we've built a social media platform that's creating a community of believers, and we can like meet other believers, which is awesome. And it's simultaneously also work, and you have to put in that work, and so it can get overwhelming, even though there's so much joy in it. And I don't want to be like, oh my gosh, like, we're doing so well and we're growing and blah blah blah. I mean it in a way of, I'm so thankful that we do have this community and that it is growing, but I don't want it to stop. And so work is work, and it's also wonderful, but at times like today, where you go out and golf and you're gone from 12 to 8 o'clock.
The golf course was really far away. It's a really nice golf course, but it's like 45 minutes away, which doesn't help my case.
Yeah, and I worked today, and I was at work from 5 to 1, and then came and set everything up, and we got a new camera. Hey-o.
Yeah, and I
it was also, just a lot. It was a lot. I want
to say too, like, we're not we come on the podcast to talk about all this stuff because, like, that's what the podcast is. Like, we like just talking about our lives, and it's not a woe is me type thing where
Yeah.
we're like, oh, we're so busy, like we're important or anything like that. It's just we're so new to this, so you guys are seeing it in real time
Yeah.
as well, and it's just like we're trying to navigate it as well. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's the thing is
I hope I
that
said that loud enough because I kind of want to know what I think.
I think that's the thing is that it's so hard. I'm feeling very sensitive these days of like, I don't want people to take the things I say the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anything I say to come off the wrong way. But to a certain point, you can't compare. We're all going to have hardships. And like, I have a roof over my head. I have a warm house. I have food. I have so many wonderful things. I have a sweet, wonderful, beautiful, kind, generous fiance that
Amen.
blessed me with a beautiful ring. And, you know, there are so many worse problems in the world. And also, and I don't want to sound privileged when I say this, but like, it is also valid that I got overwhelmed. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I want to be able to share that. And we want to be able to share that because whatever scale your hardship is on, we can either choose to bond and grow and help each other in our hardships or sit and compare and be like, well, why are you whining? Why are you this? Why are you that? Blah, 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 blah. And not in like I don't want to, I don't know. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
like I was in youth group and one of my girls was like, hey, I'm struggling with this, but you know, there are so many other people with such worse problems. And I was like, your problems are so valid. You are allowed to struggle and you should share that. So why don't we allow ourselves that as well?
Yeah, I think the important part is allowing yourself to realize it is okay to struggle. I think the part where Jesus plays a huge part in this is that we have a whole nother perspective on hard things, which this is going completely away from what we're talking about now, and just like, because like realistically, like, yeah, what we're going through is it's just different and it's hard and it's busy, but it's doesn't compare.
Honestly, I think today was just a hard day. Like,
yeah, no, it was.
Because everything else has been pretty good.
Yeah, everything's great.
I've been a little short here and there.
So I don't want people to think like we're over here talking about our busyness, like our hardships. But so put a bow on that, and I do want to talk about that a little bit, what you just asked, because I was actually just talking about this in the car. Somebody was asking me, you know, like, what do you do when, you know, you're kind of just going through the motions with God, or like when you just feel like you're checking off a box? He was like, you know, certain weeks I feel like I'm in the Word and it's so great, and other weeks I feel like I'm just checking off a box. And we were talking about this last week, but we didn't hit on it all the way. And I wanted to talk about like that is part of being in a relationship with God. And if you just like was always easy, it really wouldn't be a relationship. Because if it was just always just hoo-wah and great, and your life was just like perfect, then would you really need God?
Yeah.
So like, yes, this earth was meant to be perfect, but sin fell short, or
we fell
short and created sin. But I think it's important to realize like the days that you go through your relationship with God and you feel like you're just checking off the box, or it feels really hard, those days are pivotal in your relationship with Jesus. Because I use this illustration, like whenever I was going to church and I wasn't a believer yet, and I felt like I wasn't getting anything out of it, or I didn't really care that I was there, there's still moments that seeds were planted during those hard times that produced something in me that got me to where I am in my faith today. So like whenever things don't feel great, or it's hard in your relationship with God, or you feel like you're checking a box, you're still building something on a foundation that is not on sand. It's on solid ground, because you're putting your efforts and your obedience into something that really matters.
That's so good.
And so I think it's really important to flip your perspective when things get hard, because we know, James talks about it, like something is producing inside of you. Fruit is producing inside of you when you go through something hard and you do it in obedience to God.
That's so good. I think, wow, that'll preach. But we've talked about it a little bit on the podcast. But I mean, it's the same as fitness. Like that's just such a good comparison to fitness.
Yeah, it is.
And I'll make that comparison forever probably. But just like you wake up and Ryan,
Sorry.
we got a new camera. This is a side tangent. I'll go back to my fitness thing.
I'm so sorry.
But it's okay. It's fine. I just don't even care. I just laugh.
You're so over me.
I'm not over you.
Today you
it's just
are
been
over me.
It's just been a long day, and I spend time with you, and sadly, you have to receive this energy that I have right now.
Well, I accept it. I accept you for all of you.
Thank you. I love
Hence
you.
the ring on your finger.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you too.
We got a new camera finally, and it came in today, which is why
Praise the Lord.
There was a little bit of stress in it there because I had to run to Best Buy and go back and forth, go to my house. There was just a lot there, which is why I'm kind of like scatterbrained right now. But we finally got it, and it hooks up to your phone. So I have my phone here, and we can see ourselves.
So I was saying hi to us.
Yeah. So anyways.
Fitness.
Yes, but you can... Yes. I said yes. You can compare that to fitness because like... You know, I may have this schedule built out and be like, I need to stay consistent in order to accomplish my goals, whether that be just a healthy lifestyle or a marathon. And if I wake up and choose to just slack off and not do it, I'm not going to achieve my goal. I have to do it anyways, whether I feel like it or not. And I made a reel about this, but something that I was thinking about was like, I feel like I'm a pretty, motivated person, and I love to kind of like share the habits that I've built over time on our Instagram and feed. And, I don't claim to have all the answers, but
you're the most disciplined person I know.
Thank you. That's very, very sweet.
Yeah. And like, it's funny because, hold on, before you say anything, I'll just say like, people will talk about other fitness influencers, and I'm not comparing, I'm not playing that game, blah, blah, blah. But they'll talk about them and talk about how like I just don't understand how they do that, or I see them on Instagram and they've ran 10 miles at 5 a.m. and Abby doesn't post what she does at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. every morning. It's not on Strava. It's not for the world to see, but it's super impressive, and she's not doing it for anybody or anybody's pleasure. She's just disciplined.
Thank you.
And it's one of the most impressive things about her.
Thank you. That's very, very sweet. Wow. That was so kind. Thank you. But now I'm all like nervous. I'm like, you're so sweet. Anyways. But yeah, I think I talked a little bit about this on a reel, kind of sharing, like, I was just thinking, and I was like, I get up and do this, but I don't wake up in the morning and be like, whatever early time I get up, like time to go for my 10-mile run. I'm so excited about this. Let's go. Woo. Like very, very rarely do I ever feel like that. Maybe I feel like that once a week because it's my favorite podcast upload day or something.
Yeah.
But like, it's not because of the run.
Right.
But I think the thing is the consistency. I just started, doing things whether I wanted to or not, because like I had a goal of a marathon, so I knew I had to run every day, to where then when I had a moment where I was like, oh, I just really don't feel like it, I'm going to go to bed. Like I could do it, but which, hear me, there are those days when you need that. But what I'm saying is those days I don't feel as good as I do when I stay disciplined. Same as a day I don't read my Bible, there is a drastic difference in me as a person, who I am and how I feel, my connection with the Spirit, my relationship with the Lord, how easily I'm able to talk to Him. And the consistency builds that motivation. The motivation doesn't build consistency. And so you've got to put those habits in
that's good.
you have to put those habits in as non-negotiables in order to build that motivation, because the moment you don't do it, you'll realize a difference. And then you'll say, hey, I'm not the person that I want to be. Like, I don't feel good.
Motivation is such a fleeting thing.
It's fleeting. You can't base what you do off of motivation, but you can base what you do off of consistency and dedication
and discipline. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
And I think
that'll preach.
Wait so often for the motivation to work out, the motivation to read the Bible, and there are those days when it happens. And I think that's kind of where we get caught in that web of like wanting to seek that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we do feel that, and it feels really good to feel motivated like that. And so we're like, oh, I just have to feel like that again. I want to feel like that again. But the thing is, like you said, it's fleeting. But what's not fleeting is dedication, motivation, or dedication and consistency and discipline.
Yeah, it's not.
So implement those things as the foundation, and the motivation will come when it comes, which is great. And when it's not there, you still know what you're going to do. You are still mission minded. You're still going to get up and open James 1:4 and continue from where you left off. I don't know. Maybe you read 1:3 the day before. You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's good.
Pick up where you left off. Keep your head in there, and whether you post about it or not, keep doing it.
And we talk a lot about faith. We talk a lot about fitness. We talk a lot about relationships. This applies to literally every single part of your life. Every single part of your life, these principles apply.
I think the thing is too, especially with relationships, I'm someone who really struggles with conflict, and you're the only relationship that I've had besides my immediate family, meaning mom, dad, and sister, that I've had conflict in a relationship to try to push through and continue. Like, I retreat when there is conflict in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I notice that I do that with the Lord. And I am really, really trying to work on it and be very confrontational. I'm not a confrontational person, as funny as it is of how much I share on here and basically tell my entire life. The one thing I've always struggled with is speaking up for myself and confronting someone, whether it's, hey, you're a believer, I'm a believer, like, we're called to hold each other to this standard, and you know, this is what I need to share, or whether it's, hey, like, why are we weird right now? Like, what's going on? I've always just implemented distance, and I see that in my relationship with Jesus, and that's something I'm trying to like really, really break, because it's a habit I've built up for so long, where it's like, oh, I feel so guilty because I haven't read my Bible. I'm just gonna not think about it and not talk to him at all today then.
You know, you say that, but I feel like in our relationship specifically, you have changed drastically in that.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is it's changed my outlook on it. Like, if you were to ask me a year ago, I'd have been like, oh no, you can just figure it out. But I've learned from being in a relationship with you that conflict is so beneficial in so many ways. And relationships without, this might be a hot take, and I don't really know. I kind of feel it right now, but I just have experiences to back it up.
Let's hear it.
But it's not like Bible. But I believe that relationships with conflict are greater and stronger than relationships without conflict, because conflict allows you to learn more about each other and to communicate and see a deeper side of someone.
I mean, what are people talking about and doing if they just don't have conflict ever?
Yeah, I think there's a difference between like conflict and just like fighting and being like at each other's throats.
Abby and I don't do that.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, if you're one of my friends listening, I feel like my friends like kind of know this. Like, hey guys, it's something that I kind of thought about, and I was like, why? Like, you and I feel like obviously we're getting married. Like, the bond that I feel so grateful to have, like, it's just so strong. Mm-hmm. And a large factor of that is because of the conflict. And if we think that we're supposed to come to the Lord always sunshine, happy, bubbly, and not wrestle with him with things, and not think through these hard things with him, and not have that conflict, like, it's not sunshine and roses all the time in your faith. You've got to bring yourself, who you are in that time, bring what you have to the Lord. Don't sugarcoat it, wrap it in a present and try to put on this like label. And I'm speaking that to myself because I am such a perfectionist, especially in my faith.
And that's the thing is it's going to come out. So it's going to come out one way or the other. Mm-hmm. It might come out healthy in which you express it in a way that is healthy. It might come out where you just run from it. It might come out as like lashing out at other people.
Yeah.
But it's going to come out.
And I think the thing is too, just communicate no matter what. Like even with my mom today.
Speak softly to people.
Yeah. Even with my mom today, I got short with her and immediately I texted her and I was like, hey, like, I'm so sorry that I took it out on you. It is not you. I've got some stress and I'm so sorry that I took it out on you. There are other times where I may be upset. Like the other day I was upset and I just told Ryan, I said, I don't know what I'm upset about. I'm going to try to figure it out, but I'm going to need some time to figure it out. But I need to let you know I'm upset. And I think this might be the reason, but I'm not sure. Like my biggest encouragement for anyone out there is to talk through these feelings. And I've said it on the podcast before, but like the Lord gave us feelings. Like we're supposed to use them and express them because it leads to discovery within yourself. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you don't have to figure it all out in the moment. You may be confused. Confusion is an emotion. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
But to be able to share that with someone is such a strong tool and can create such trust with someone else and honestly make the other person feel special. Like when you come to me with how you feel about things, whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever, I feel, and I mean, I hate when you feel sad, but I feel so special that like you trust me with that and that we can learn and grow in that together. And I feel like it brings us so much closer, whether it's you're sad at me or about something I did, or if you're just talking about your life. Yes, go ahead.
Well, I think the reason I'm comfortable doing that now versus I would never do that prior ever. I would never do that. Express how I feel about something, especially just like on my own. Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy because you come on a podcast and talk for like an hour and a half now about.
Well, not about how I feel usually.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, well, usually, yeah, okay.
Anyways.
But like, it's because of how it's received, which matters the most. So if it's not received well, and it's kind of hard to even explain, but I mean, you know how to receive it so well, and that is what helps somebody open up and willing to, share stuff that they're maybe not used to sharing in moments.
Are you saying that about me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
very sweet. I think something that I've had to learn about receiving people's hardships is that you don't always have to give advice. Sometimes you can just listen, and sometimes that's a better option.
Yeah, usually I'll ask Abby, I'm like, do you want me to challenge you or do you just want to talk to me?
And I ask, do you just want me to listen or do you want me to give advice? Because
Abby used to be a big advice giver.
Because I felt so much pressure
to fix.
To fix and to be like, if I don't give life-changing advice right now, they're never going to talk to me again and I'm going to be a failure.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm not defined by fixing someone or having the savior complex or blah, 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 blah. Like,
you're just supposed to love them where they're at.
Yeah. Majority of the time, what I need is a listening ear and silence.
Slow to speak, slow to become angry, and quick to listen.
Yep. We have one mouth and two ears.
Amen. And
God
two noses.
On a lighter note.
Well, we got one nose, two nostrils.
Yeah, that's true.
Two eyes.
And a million taste buds.
Two eyebrows, and Abby's got about 1.5 eyelashes. Oh, because she'd be picking him.
Thank you for calling me out on such an emotionally hard day for me. I'm just kidding. That was a joke, everybody. That was a joke. Something I want to say is that how sweet is it of the Lord that he gave us taste buds?
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that incredible?
Food. I'm starving, by the way.
Hey, starving. I'm Abby. On a lighter note,
we've got pictures that we're hanging on the wall. We just haven't got to it yet.
Okay,
and they're cool.
On another note, I want to share my morning that I had this morning.
Oh, talk about that. That was funny.
So, guys, I work at church. Okay, I work at a church.
I work at church.
I am the kids worship pastor and tech director coordinator. I got to pick my title, so
I don't
that's
like
just
that
like,
you just throw pastor out there.
well, what would you call it? Just like worship director?
Yeah. Pastor just seems so formal.
Yeah, I'm not a pastor. I'm a worship leader.
Yeah, that's good. Well, yeah.
I'm a worship
You're
person.
definitely a leader. I'd like director.
I'm a worship director.
Because you direct.
Okay, my new title is now worship director.
Well, when I think of
Pastor,
pastor, I think like
school.
seminary.
Yeah, I didn't go to seminary.
Did you just say I ain't go to seminary?
I didn't. I said I didn't.
I think you said I ain't go. I was like, who are you?
I ain't going to seminary. No, I'd love to go to
to
seminary. That'd be cool. But I can't think about doing any more school right now. Anyways, so I get there in the mornings and I set up the room and, do all the things. But this is long story short, for people that are in the worship world, they know this. For people that aren't in the worship world, that don't serve on worship team, let me explain. The people wear these things called in-ears. They're like the little headphones that go in your ears. And we wear that because the music on stage is so loud, we can't hear the music. So we have the in-ears to shoot it's called a click track in your ears. And it's this little girl and she's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you hear like, so it keeps you in rhythm so you can sing. I have to build those every week. I get to build those every week. But I sometimes will do it throughout the week, and then sometimes I'll do it the morning of. Well, this morning was one of those mornings where I did it the morning of.
And it was early.
So I had to get there a little bit extra early because I always like to just be prepared, allow a little bit extra time, like if something goes wrong, whatever.
I got a 4 a.m. wake up call this morning.
So I get up extra early. I'm not going to say what time. I don't know. I just
4 a.m.
for like safe. Well, that's what time we got up, but I get there at church early and I was the first one in the building. So the alarm goes off. I know the code. So I put in the code and then I was one number off and I was like, wait, is that wrong? Did I just put in the wrong code? So I looked on my notes and I was like, oh, no, this is the right code. And so I put in the code again, but on the alarm when it's like, beep, 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 and then it like actually starts going off. It like actually went off twice. It was like beep, beep, and then it stops
that was
because
so obnoxious.
It honestly wasn't that bad. I mean, at that.
Is it loud?
I mean, yeah, but it wasn't like as loud as like a house alarm because it's spread throughout the building.
You know what's? Oh, never mind. Keep going.
So I was like, oh my gosh, I hope the cops don't come. Like, I'm literally here by myself. Like, my pastor's going to be so mad. Like, and he did not get mad. He's not someone that gets mad, but I just think worst case scenario. But I hear sirens and I'm like, oh my gosh. I hear wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're coming for me. Like, oh my gosh. And I just like prayed. I was like, Lord, please no, please no, please no. It was just bad timing. They were not coming for me. I went about my morning. And then about like 45 minutes later, the cops walk into the building that I work at. And I'm there in like these long pants with Ryan's huge hoodie. So I don't look like I'm wearing church clothes because I wear my hoodie before I had my church shirt on underneath it, but it's cold in the building and I was just building tracks and no one was in the building. So I'm sitting in like this back corner plugging in the MacBook computer to like the speaker system. So I'm like, it looks like I'm hiding in a corner in like these huge
stage?
Baggy clothes on stage.
Oh my gosh.
This police officer walks in and I'm so thankful and glad that he was harsh with me because that's his job. Like keeping people safe in a church is so important. So I was glad he was harsh with me, but he was like, police, stand up. I was like, ah! So I stood up and I wasn't scared, but he was like, what are you doing here, ma'am? And I was like, I work here. And he was like, what's your name? And I was like, Abby Murphy. And there was a girl with him. And I think the girl cop, her and I did theater together.
Oh, no.
I swear we did theater together, but I was not about to be like,
they got theater
oh my
cops?
gosh, were we in a show together? Like I was not about to do that. So they asked me a series of questions. I tell them whatever, blah, blah, blah. I tell them about the alarm. Turns out they weren't there for the alarm.
That's just so funny.
And we have 3 buildings that like make up our church, and it was something in the other building. So there was like a bunch of stuff going on, but I hadn't been in the other building. So then I was like, what is going on right now? Long story short, they like checked my ID. Everything was fine. And then a third cop walks in, and he was more like bubbly. And he was like, he made a joke, and he was like, you trying to break in or something? And I was like, oh yeah, you know me. And then it was fine and everything was good. But
that's so funny.
So that was my morning at the butt crack of dawn.
It was so early.
And
Abby's dog sitting, so I'm staying over there with her.
Yeah.
In the same bed.
Not in the same bed. Ryan, we're going to get canceled.
I was sleeping on the couch. I'm just kidding. But she woke me. I didn't drive over there, so she had to take me home in the morning. 4 a.m. I got woke up this morning.
Guys, I just want to clear up something because we make a lot of reels. Why are you looking at my toes?
They look rough.
Yeah, I know. They're runner feet. Okay, anyways, I'm putting the blanket back over my toes. I want to clear something up for everybody. Ryan and I do not sleep together. We do not live together.
Like twice a week.
Oh my gosh, Ryan, stop. We do not live together. We don't do anything together. We've never done anything.
You don't have to talk about. You don't have to say that.
We are waiting for marriage to live together, to sleep together.
We spend a lot of time together. That's it.
We spend a lot of time together.
It's a lot of fun.
It's so much fun. But I just want to clear up all the rumors. I think that everyone has different convictions and different boundaries. And if you struggle to stay at your significant other's house at the wee late hours of the night.
I'm suggesting it right now. You don't sleep in the same bed ever.
No, I don't think that. But I'm saying there are some people that are like, I can't stay at your house past 11 o'clock. We aren't like that. But if someone feels that way, listen to that conviction.
Yeah.
Ryan and I are not like the standard for everybody. And I don't claim that at all. But I'm saying this to say like everyone has their own convictions. Listen to your own convictions. But I want to make everybody clear because there are also like ways that you don't ever want to lead people to perceive things.
No, true.
Whether
true.
like say we live.
Sorry, I just joke.
No, I know. But like say we live together, but we don't sleep together.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh yeah, we live together. It still gives people that idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We don't.
And yeah, we don't do that. Like, I just think since we travel a lot and stuff, people are like,
we're together
what?
all the time.
But we travel with family, or we have people that like
different beds.
Yeah, and we have different rooms, different beds, different things. So, I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah, that's probably good. Where were we at on time?
37 minutes.
That was a great conversation.
That was awesome. Hey, you want to go into some of those questions?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so one of my bridesmaids, Lindsay Spicer, shout out Lindsay Spicer. She takes all of our pictures, every like professional picture that you've seen. She takes LD photography. We love her. This is not sponsored, but she just takes incredible pictures. She sent me this DM of like 10 questions, and she was like, you and Ryan should ask each other these questions. It's 10 questions to get to know, 10 questions to instantly fall more deeper in love with your partner.
Maybe, we have a guest coming on next week. Never mind.
Oh, what were you going to say?
After that, we can kind of give, it's probably good. People are probably surprised we haven't talked anything about wedding prep. But we'll wait a couple weeks to give you guys a wedding update. Well, we got a lot of fun stuff already, but we'll update later on.
I think the thing is too, we have a venue.
We're gonna talk so much about it. We're gonna
talk so much about it, but I'm just changing my mind on a lot of stuff too.
Oh no.
Well, just like my dress and the colors and.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, so it's just hard to talk about because I haven't chosen it yet. Chosen it yet. Okay.
You are the chosen one. Is that a song?
I don't know.
You are the chosen. I've always wanted to grab a mic and just sing like that.
You want to go do karaoke? We can do karaoke on our honeymoon.
Yeah.
You want to do that? Okay, that'll be really, really fun. Also, shout out to Ryan for bringing me a coffee this morning. It was incredible. I had 2 medium coffees this morning. That's the kind of morning that I had. And then after church, I had a full pizza and a full pint of ice cream.
Where'd y'all go, Blaze?
Yeah. Blaze, gluten-free pizza, red sauce, no cheese, double
why do y'all
chicken.
always do Blaze?
Why are you making that face?
Well,
You love Blaze.
no, I do love Blaze, and I really do, but we've got some other good pizza options.
I was just craving Blaze.
That's fair. That's fair.
A bunch of veggies. And then my newest obsession right now, none of this is sponsored. Nick's triple chocolate protein ice cream. I like it better than Halo Top.
Yeah, you have been grinding on that.
It doesn't give me acid reflux. It doesn't give me heartburn, and it doesn't hurt my stomach. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't think it's like super healthy, but it doesn't hurt my stomach, so I'm not going to question it. Anyways, how was golf before we...
It was good. I hadn't played in a month. My fiance just won't ever let me get out and play. So
Which fiance? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other one.
No, I didn't play great, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
Everybody, I made a bracelet this morning and it says "Luck It." Someone called me.
You're wearing it.
Yeah, you like it?
I love it.
Someone called me Miss Luck It today, and I turned around and responded to it.
That's
I was like,
so sweet. I love that.
Question number 1. If you went back and told the version of you the day we met about our relationship now, what would they say? Wait, I need to read that again. If you went back and told the version of you the day we met about our relationship now, what would they say? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the day you and I met, if this Ryan sitting here in this chair, time traveled back to that.
And talk to him about our relationship now?
Yeah.
Wow.
What would you say? That's a really good question.
You know what's crazy is I don't think I would be that surprised.
Really?
I don't think I would.
I would be shocked.
Well, yeah. It's not like I saw Abby and thought love at first sight or anything, but I thought she had a boyfriend, so that may have shocked me. But I mean, just like her personality, whenever I I was instantly, what was that?
You're just when you said the feedback in the mic got a little loud.
I was instantly intrigued by Abby. Just her bubble. Like we talked about this a couple of days ago, but like her bubbly spirit is like so attractive to me. So,
Thank you.
And she's beautiful, obviously. So that, was a no-brainer. So, and I knew you loved Jesus and everything. So I don't think I would be as surprised, like, as, people might think.
What would you have said to that guy?
Like
what would you have told him? Like words?
I would probably tell him that I'm engaged. We're engaged together.
You would spoil the surprise?
Yeah, I definitely would. I would. Well, yeah, that's the whole point of the question.
I don't know if I would tell him that we're engaged.
I mean, I would.
Knowing how my brain
what
works.
I would say is better than you could ever imagine.
Oh,
because it is. It really is.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, first of all, I think I would have been freaked out because the time we met, for context, we've talked a little bit about like how Ryan and I met and everything, but how I wasn't like not prepared for a relationship. Like I wouldn't have dated Ryan if I didn't want to, but I had a lot of baggage from just dating as a whole. And Ryan and I's first date, like I literally told him I was terrified.
She was resisting.
I was resisting
a lot.
Like that word. I didn't allow myself to like
you had a barrier up.
Yeah, I had a huge wall up.
Which was fun.
And I was just really scared, honestly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I think I was just really scared because
guarding your heart. Yeah,
but almost so much to a point to where I just never dated a guy that could, well, I don't want to, I'd never have dated a guy like you. I'll just say that. And I knew how incredible your drive was to follow the Lord. And I was, honestly, I think I knew if I dated you, we were going to get married. Looking back at it now, like I knew how serious it was. Like if we were to date, this is like the man I would want to marry. And I think I wasn't capable of even thinking that at the time. But like for some reason, dating you like stressed me out not stressed me out, just like it was such a huge thing because I'd kind of freshly come off of a breakup that I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think for people listening, sorry the big yawn came through. It's like 12 at night. Abby, in her mind, she was very resistant and like she was guarding her heart, but she was she was interested in
I
you.
was very interested in you, but I
would say intrigued.
But I had this, it was weird. Like my brain literally was like, no, you don't like him. But all of my actions were saying otherwise. But what I would tell myself, honestly, I would just be like, relax.
Yeah.
And enjoy it. I think I would tell myself to stand up for yourself a little bit more, because there were so many times when at the beginning of our relationship where I don't feel like I ever have to like stand up to you, but I really struggled at the beginning of our relationship to like advocate for myself and tell you how I felt, because I was like, well, I just need to, like, if we have conflict, it's my fault. It's always my fault. And it may not even be anyone's fault, but I didn't even share how I felt. Mm-hmm. And I was just so victim mindset all the time.
Crazy how different, like how far we've come.
Yeah, we've come so far. But I would just be like, you are not being cocky or selfish or stuck up for sharing how you feel.
That's good. That's really good. I would tell him, dude, you're about to share your entire life online. Good luck.
Man, well, I didn't even know that at the time either.
Well, you already kind of were anyways.
Yeah, I guess.
You've always.
Okay, next question.
Yeah.
What's a compliment I've given you that stands out in your mind?
I remind you of David.
That's exactly what I thought of. That's my favorite compliment I've given you. It's just such a, you are a man of God's own heart. Like that's the first thing I thought about you whenever I met you.
That's sweet. And it sticks out.
It's true. It's one of my favorite compliments I've given, not to pat myself on the back. You give me so many compliments. I don't know if I can choose just one. Oh my gosh. I have to think. Wait, this is like the first time I haven't had the answer. Just like.
Yeah, Abby usually has she can think of stuff off the rip.
I mean, I don't know. There's so many. I don't know if I have a favorite, but I always feel there are two things. I always feel really, really special when you talk about, I don't want to sound cocky when I say this, but like in the podcast when you were like, Abby doesn't talk about what she does. She just does it. Mm-hmm. It feels nice to have someone see that. Yeah. They say this on The Bachelor, like, I feel so seen, but like, it makes me feel like someone sees the work that I'm putting in.
You have an advocator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. But another thing that also sticks out to me is, and I mean, obviously when like you proposed and you said, you make me love Jesus more, and that literally brings me to tears when I think about it. So I can't talk about it a lot. But something that really makes me feel special is when you compliment how I look, because I'm someone who I don't really like, I've never really struggled with like really wanting to like dress up or do my makeup or my hair or anything like that. I just don't really have that much of a desire to, but I'm pretty insecure about it when I do try to, because it's just not my wheelhouse, and it really gives me a lot of confidence when you're like, oh my gosh, like your hair looks so good, and I'm like, really? Because I feel confident in baggy t-shirts, gym clothes, athletic wear, but I'm trying to dress up and do more, and
Abby and I are trying to get fitted these days.
Yeah, we are, but I'm really trying to explore that side of myself, because I'm becoming an adult. I'm going to need to like look presentable at jobs and do things. And I just enjoy having that outlet of fashion, and I'm really enjoying exploring it. So it makes me feel really confident.
I've always loved fashion just because you can express yourself. And I think really like cool thing of Abby is that like she has a great sense of style and like, or like she has the best personality ever. And like her fashion, now that she's like kind of dove into it, like shows that. And
Thank
it's
you.
really, really cool because like you have, I mean, everybody knows you have the greatest personality ever. And so like whenever you dress up, it's like so fun because like it's, I don't know, it's just
Thank
like,
you.
it's just easy for you.
It's very sweet. Well, it's fun, and it's a lot to do with you, because that's something that people, I think anyone who, like, if I were to be like, hey, do you know Ryan Luckett? I feel like they'd be like, oh, dude, his fits, man. Like, Ryan is really into fashion, especially when we met each other. I was like, oh my gosh, like,
Yeah.
he dresses so nice, and I am a slob.
You know what's funny is I got really into fashion from like my best friend Brant, and it's funny because like Brant is not like a big bold person, but his outfits were always like really, really good, but they were like quietly good because he's a quiet person. And like I'm not someone that's bold, but I'm louder than Brant.
You wear bold pieces, though.
Yeah. And so like and that's why I've kind of explored like bolder stuff, because like I just think it's kind of fun to just like, explore that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fashion's so cool to me.
Ryan wants to go to New York Fashion Week.
I am Paris.
Oh, you want to go to Paris Fashion Week too?
I want to go so bad.
That'd be
I
cool.
would love to be invited to that.
How fun. I've always wanted to like go to a red carpet event or some like the Met Gala, but then wear like street clothes, like a t-shirt and shorts and tennis shoes, and be like, it doesn't matter what you wear. It's community and people, and like that be the message.
Wow.
I've always wanted to do that. But someone famous steal that and do that at the Met Gala next year. Anyways. Okay. What's one small everyday gesture that makes you feel loved and appreciated?
You already know what I'm going to say.
No, I don't. What?
Whenever you make food for me.
Yeah, I do.
That's like the most, I was telling my dad this. So my dad and I were talking about how like special it is when somebody makes you a meal. And for me, like I work and I work out, and a lot of my days are like taken up by things. Like it's not like I have a ton of free time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I do have free time. And
well, your free time is spent at the gym and on a walk with me.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
So cooking to me is a chore, but I love healthy food, so I have to do it. And like Abby is a very healthy cooker, and like she's come to like know exactly what I want because of like my macro goals or whatever it is. So it's really nice. Like sometimes Abby will just like, I'm not even kidding, and doesn't even have to ask me what I want. She's just like, do you want food? And I'm like, yes. And I just sit there and play on my phone or watch whatever I'm watching. And it's just like, and another thing is Abby, I was telling Josh about this in the car on the way here, actually. I was like, the cool thing is Abby is is very good with her presentations with food, whereas like mine's just in like a Tupperware bowl, but Abby has it all nice and presented really well, which makes you feel even more special.
Thank you. So. Making food for people is my love language.
Yeah,
I am always happy to make food. I love making food for people. I think I get it from my grandma because she does that.
That's so nice.
I grew up, my grandma's the one that taught me how to cook. Same grandma that gave me the ring. Well, this is her ring. I guess Ryan gave me the ring, but yeah, I feel like I have a lot of my grandma in me when it comes to cooking. I'm a measure with your heart kind of girl, and it's always happened, except with Ryan, because I want to be like, okay, this is what you need to put in my fitness pal. Half a cup of this, teaspoon of this, blah, blah, blah. But thank you. My everyday gesture, honestly, just when you ask me, like, is there anything I can do for you? Because it's different.
Dang, I thought you were going to say something completely different.
What are you going to say?
I don't want to say it now.
Wait, what?
I don't want to say it.
A walk?
No.
What?
It's something so simple that I do, but I thought you liked it a lot.
Oh, I probably do.
Oh, no, I shouldn't say I thought. Like, I know you do, but.
Wait, I want to know. It's not cocky if you say it, because I'm asking. Oh, hold the door open. Yes, that is one of my favorite. Wait, okay, I do have two favorites because I absolutely adore when you hold. I haven't touched a door since I've started dating this man. Maybe I could count on my fingers when we're together the amount of times that I've held the door open. But I think it's just because, Ryan, honestly, I'm so used to it. I don't even think of it as a thing anymore. But I do every time. I try to be mindful of saying thank you.
You do. It's sweet.
Because I love it literally so much. It makes me feel so special. And it makes me feel like a girl. Like I like it a lot. But that's something you're also really good at is I like, there stereotypically, I guess, like, you know, it's hard to kind of like, I guess, balance like being a girl, but also being like powerful. And I feel like you are so encouraging in the way that you're like, Abby can do everything for herself. She can go out and do this and this. She doesn't need my help. Like she can hold the door open for herself if she wants to. But like you want to make me feel feminine and special and hold the door open for me.
Yeah, I don't hold the door open for you because I don't think you can. I don't think you're capable of holding a door. I do it to serve you.
Yeah. It's just so sweet. And I love that. But yeah, another thing is just like when you ask like, what can I do for you? And it's just that open-ended, like I could give you any answer right now and you would go do it. And it's just so sweet because I feel like my days are a little bit different every day.
Yeah.
And to have that open-ended question of like, I want to serve you in any way that I can right now. So give me something and I'll do it, was just awesome. Like this morning, Ryan was like, is there anything I can get you? Is there anything I can do for you? And I was like, oh, coffee. And he was like, okay, what do you want? And it was just like so happy about it. And yeah, so probably that. But there's a ton more. Like, I don't know. I always love when you make water for me. I hate pouring myself a glass of water. Wild. I'll make the food. You can get the waters. Okay, let's see. What's a time you remember from being a kid that you needed something and didn't get it?
That's a tough question.
What do you think?
Do you have anything on the top of your mind? The time as a kid that you wanted and you couldn't get it?
That you needed something, but you didn't get it. I thought I needed hair feathers.
What's that?
Oh, and a bunny rabbit. Remember the trend when girls got like the little clip-on hair feather?
Yeah.
There were a lot of times, actually, okay, thinking back, there were a lot of times where everyone in my friend group or everyone at the school, it felt like, had something. I tried not to have friend groups growing up. That was just like how my mom raised me. She was like, just hang out with everybody. And I really tried to do that. But I definitely had like the people I hung out with outside of school that were constants. But like hair feathers, everyone got bunny rabbits at some point. Like there were things that went in phases as I grew up, especially in elementary school and middle school, that like everyone had. And my mom intentionally was like, no, you don't have that. And I was never like mad about it. I kind of just was like, ugh. Looking back now, it affected in such a positive way who I am now at that age, because I know I don't need what everybody else has to feel worthy, and like I very rarely feel like I want things and like jealous of things or want like all of the, like I understand the truth that none of this is coming to heaven with me. It's all fleeting. It's all just things.
Yeah.
And that is directly from how my mom raised me. So I'm like so thankful for it. Thankful for it.
I was just thinking about my the fashion stuff. I got into shoes at a very young age because of my older brother. So that was kind of what started. I was really into collecting retro and trading Jordans. So.
But did you need it and get it?
Oh, I wasn't thinking about that. I was just, I did need it and I got it.
I got them. So next question.
No, that was just a random thought. I don't know. I was trying to think. I can't. I mean, I guess somebody to take me to church. Somebody to force me to go to church, maybe.
Oh, that's a good way to think about that question.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it like that.
I mean, I could have really used somebody to drag my butt to church. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it would have had the same effect?
I don't know. Never know.
That's so interesting. Wait, I have a question. This is a side tangent, but like, are you going to drag your kids to church if they don't want to go?
I don't know about drag my kids to church, but they will be in attendance. Yeah.
I guess they're going to be our kids.
Yeah.
Because we're getting married.
Yeah, we are getting married. Yeah. I mean, I'll most likely drag them to church. I don't know. That's kind of a hard question.
Well, let's just keep praying that they just always are eager to go.
It'll be made very clear that Jesus is the number one thing.
Yeah.
Like over sports.
Yeah.
And over video games.
Working in Kidsman, it's so sweet because like my coworkers have kids that are in the age of like the Kidsmen kids that are around me. And it was sweet. There's one kid, and his mom was like, okay, you can choose to either stay back with dad and come to the 11 o'clock, or you can come to 8 and stay at all 3 services. And then you can come hang in my room for the 11 o'clock, but you have to go to 2 services instead of 1. And he was like, I want to go with you.
Wow.
And I was like, he's literally like 9.
That's so great.
Sweet. Okay, I really like this question.
Are we almost time?
Oh, you want to?
I just gotta pee really bad.
Okay, yeah, we can almost be done.
Okay.
What's something you love about yourself that you wish more people noticed or saw in you? And it's not cocky or boastful.
Mm-hmm.
It's just or we could answer it for each other.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I really want to answer that about myself.
Yeah, I like that.
Something I love about you that I wish more people saw in you is honestly, your...
I want to see you be free.
It's brave, but it's okay. Is your work ethic and drive. You never talk about your accomplishments in work. And you are doing very extremely well. And I don't even know the sales world. I don't really know the words. And you try to explain it to me as best as possible. But like all of the quote unquote big boy stuff of like, we're talking about finances now. And just like things that take more grit. Mm-hmm. You are extremely excelled at. And you never, ever, ever talk about it. And I wish more people knew, because just who you are as a person, like your personality is very much so just like chill, laid back, like, hey dude, like here for a good time, like,
turtle guy.
And yeah, you're crush. And for those that don't know, we made a joke that Ryan is like Crush from Nemo, but
yeah, her dad
did,
actually.
Your work brain, and when you go into the office, like whether you want to or not, you're on and you're there and you work hard and you excel in what you do, and you are extremely talented in very mental, like work that takes a lot of mental power, and you budget all of that extremely well. So
thank you. Wow.
Welcome.
That was really sweet.
Thanks. I mean, there's a lot, but
yeah,
that's something I feel like a lot of people don't know.
That's very nice.
Thanks.
One It really isn't that big, but
what isn't big?
Like my work stuff.
Yes, it is.
One thing that I think it's definitely, I think people see Abby as a happy-go-lucky person, and this is very similar to what she's saying, other than mine's just chill, but you're very disciplined, and nobody would ever guess. Well, I think more people know now because I talk about it more than everybody else, to everybody else. But Abby is so disciplined in her, fitness journey, and stuff that she's trying to accomplish. And I think, you've talked about this a little bit, but you've kind of just like hidden it and seen it as like almost like a negative sometimes, and it's really inspiring to watch Abby like chase after a goal, because there's really nothing like that will stay in her way of like accomplishing something. Like even on her first marathon, like she had a terrible knee injury and still got to, 3:31, and she doesn't even care about the numbers, but like it's in her mind a little bit, and she doesn't like want to boast about stuff like that. But it's super cool because Most people talk about, like I'm hard, and you see a lot of people in the fitness world just talk about how, tough they are and how hard they are and how hard they work. And Abby doesn't show any of that on her Instagram. She doesn't show any of that on Strava. She's not even on Strava.
Well, we have Jesus runners on Strava.
Yeah, but like
Shout
you
out.
don't post on Strava to
Yeah.
show your stats.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's incredible and it's inspiring, and it's why I, chose to like try really hard in running because of you. So
Thank you.
yeah,
That's so sweet.
You're
You're so kind to me. I think a lot of that honestly has to do with my past too, of just obsessing over numbers. So not to like devalue what you just said. I mean, I receive that and thank you for that. But a lot of that, I think too, is also like, I don't want to share stats because stats don't define me. I love running, so I'm just going to run.
Yeah.
And I just think, I don't know.
This was such a good episode.
This was such a fun episode. You know why? Because the camera.
Yeah, it was all the camera. We have nothing to give gratitude towards besides the camera and Jesus.
Yeah, period. I want to do a throwback speed round, high-low of this week.
Of this week?
Yeah, and then we can react to the Crumbl flavors because we used to do that all the time.
Low of this week. Wait, can you go? Because you always do this.
Yeah, I can do it first. My low of this week was just like, it was a high stress week. Not even bad stress, but just I get overwhelmed and it feels like I'm kind of running on empty sometimes, and I'm just like, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
So it's just very fast. But my high was...
I know what my stuff is.
My high was just everything that we were doing, and also just it being a normal week. I feel like we've been traveling or planning for things. It was just nice to kind of like wake up and know what to expect.
Yeah, well, that's good. And you don't have to react to mine too, because I really have to pee. Low of my week was whenever I kept saying you're getting on my nerves.
Oh, that day.
So just for context, like, I would jokingly tell Abby she's getting on my nerves, but there was some times when she really was, and I would tell her that, and it kept like kind of compiling on each other, where I was like I told her she was getting on my nerves like 100 times, and like not 100 times, but what was that?
Oh, it's just the computer.
Quite a bit in like a matter of like 3 days. And I said it finally one day, and she actually was, and she did not receive it like she was. And I realized how many times I was saying it, and I felt really bad about it.
Oh.
And we
talked about it.
But my high was that we got the venue.
Oh yeah, we have our
call
venue.
from them for sure. Or you telling me about the call from them.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Yeah,
we'll make a big post about it and everything later, but
yeah,
more details to come.
Yeah.
Okay, we're wrapping it up with a live reaction of the Crumbl flavors.
Yeah, because Ryan has to pee so bad. Let's go. Come on. Let's see him.
Okay, tres leches cake.
Okay. Oh, we liked that one. Remember? You didn't.
I didn't like that one.
I loved that.
Ryan
one.
likes. Well, you like the Biscoff one. This is just regular.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see.
Okay. Chocolate peanut butter pie.
That one's good.
That looks like whipped cream frosting.
One's so good.
Guys, I don't like whipped cream. Wait for that. 2 for 2. Good for Ryan. Bad for Abby. Caramel apple. Okay,
Ooh.
I feel like I'm really gonna
actually
like
think
this one.
I might like that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this one.
It's like a pie.
It has a little cinnamon streusel on it. Maple cream sandwich. I remember loving this one.
We love that one. It's cold too.
Yeah. Oh, I love their cold cookies. I think I've had this one before.
Yeah, we've
had
this
we had
one.
all of these?
We've tried not all of them. We haven't had that cream pie one.
Pumpkin chocolate chip. Pumpkin chocolate chip.
That's your
pumpkin
favorite.
Chocolate chip. Pumpkin chocolate
That's
chip.
Abby's all-time favorite.
Oh my gosh. Pumpkin chocolate
That's awesome.
chip. It's fluffy like a muffin, which I love. Wait, I'm so happy about the pumpkin chocolate chip.
That's Abby's all-time favorite cookie.
It's so fluffy. Hey, listen, everybody. We love you. Jesus loves you. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube and subscribe on like Apple or Spotify, whatever.
Go out and do something that you've been wanting to do but putting off because you don't have the motivation. Just go out and do it. Even if you do it halfway, you're still doing it.
Yeah, and go pee if you got to pee because your bladder's, you're supposed to. Gotta go.
All right. Love you all. Bye.
That was a great episode.
That was.
I thought that was one of the best.
Yeah.
You were saying some good stuff.
You were too. And now do I just hit this?